Hi guys, 2024 1HR. So 6 cards, 5 of the cards have numbers written on them. Fine. Work out the number that should be written on the last card so that the mean of the 6 numbers will be 11. Okay, if the mean of the 6 numbers is 11, that means they need to add to 66 because the total divided by 6, there's 6 of them, has to equal 11. So the total is 66. 6 times 11 is 66. So what's left to give you 66? Well, use a calculator if you want, guys. 31, 34, 36, 45, 45 to give you that is 21. Okay, nice, easy start. Question 2. Spinner. Okay, probability, work out. He's going to spin it 400 times, work out an estimate for the number of times the spinner will land on an odd number. Okay, so we're given probabilities, guys, with x. We need to find out x first. So the total probabilities have to add up to 1. So 2x plus 0.27 plus 0.04 plus x plus 0.12 equals 1. So 3x plus 0.314143, 0.43 equals 1. I just added up those numbers there, which means 3x equals 1 minus this, which is 0.57, which means x is this divided by 3, which is 0.19. Feel free to use your calculator. That means this, guys, is 0.38, and this is 0.19. Okay, an odd number, guys, an odd number is obviously 1, 3, or 5. So the probability of an odd number, let me just go down here, probability of odd is equal to 0.38, the 1, plus 0.04 plus 0.12. This gives me 0.54. Again, guys, feel free to use your calculator. And then I do 400 times 0.54 because it's going to land on 400 this proportion of times, or 54% of the time if you like. This times 400, I will, guys, use a calculator for this. That is 400 times 0.54, which is 216. So that's 216 times. Okay, that is 2. 3. Norberto sells white loaves of bread and brown loaves of bread. He sells 200 loaves such that, okay, this white to brown, let's write this down, guys. White to brown is 3. So 2. Okay, he sells the white loaves for 150, brown loaves for 175. 40% of the profit, 40% of the price of the white loaf is profit. 60% of the price of the brown loaf is profit. Work out Norberto's profit when he sells 200 loaves. Okay, so for 200, guys, firstly, let's figure out how many white, how many brown. So 3 to 2, I'm going to do 3 plus 2 is 5. We'll do 200 divided by 5, which is 40. So we're going to split it up into 5 parts. And then we do 40 times 3 is 120. And 40 times 2 is 80. Okay, so it's 120 white and 80 brown that he sells. Okay, he sells the white loaves for 150. Okay, so I'm going to do 120 times 150. 120 times 150, guys, is 180. Again, use your calculator. And 80 times 1.75. 1.75. Use your calculator, guys. That's 1 3/4, so it's going to be 140. Okay, that is how much pounds he makes, but we want profit. This is quite a long question, guys. So the profit on the white. So let's call this white profit. The white profit is 180 times 0.4, because remember he makes 40% profit. So 0.4, guys, of this is going to be 700 120. Guys, use your calculator. I don't know why I'm able to do all these in my head at the moment, but I can. And then let's hope I'm right. 140 times 0.6 is, I'm doing 6 times 14, 60, 84. Oh no, sorry, what am I doing? I'm totally wrong. That's 72. Sorry, guys, what am I talking about? Doing this in my head. Okay, this times this, that would be 84. 84 pounds profit. Okay, so the total will be this plus this, which is 156. So sorry, that's white profit, and this is brown profit. Okay, so the total profit is then 72 plus 84, which is 156. Okay. Question 4. Show that this divided by this is this. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7, so that's 7 over 3 divided by 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21 over 4. This is then equal to 7 over 3 times 4 over 21. Keep change, flip. Then this divided by this, 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. So I'm cancelling 1, 3. And then 1 times 4 is 4. 3 times 9 is, sorry, what am I doing? 3 times 3 is 9. I jumped a bit there, guys. 3 times 3 is 9, so it's 4 over 9. Okay, question 5. Slavomir invests 5,200 euros in a savings account. He gets this interest. How much did he have at the end of 4 years? Okay, guys, this is 5,200 times. So we do 100 plus 2.5 is 102.5. So then when we're changing this to a decimal, we divide by 100 because this is a percentage, so we do times 1.025, but it's to the power of 4 because it's 4 years. This, guys, I will do with my calculator. 4,200 times 1.025 to the power of 4 is 5739.83. 5739.83. Nearest euro 5740, because I need to bring that 9 up, and it will give me 5740. Okay, question 6. Cylinder, radius 8, height h, volume is this. Work out the volume of h. Okay, volume of a cylinder, guys, is pi r squared h. We know the volume. It is 1208. We know pi. We know the radius, 8 squared. We don't know the height. So all we have to do is divide by this. So I'll just swap it over here, guys. H is 1208 divided by both of these. 8 squared is 64, guys. 64 pi, giving me 1208 over 64 pi, 6.008. So it's definitely going to be 6, guys, to the nearest whole number. 6.008. H is equal to 6. Okay, the density of wood is this. Work out the mass of the cylinder. Okay, so guys, we have the volume. It's 1208. Now, density, if you ever forget the formula for density, guys, remember it's kind of hidden here. Look, it's G over centimeters cubed. So it's mass over volume, because the mass is the grams and the centimeters cubed is the volume. It's how much mass per volume. Also think about something like gold. Gold is very dense because it has a high mass for quite a small volume, as in it's super heavy. Okay, so I can just fill in 1.25 for density. Mass is what I don't know, is what I'm trying to get. And the volume is 1208. So the mass, let's just call it M, is equal to 1.25 times 1208. 1208 times 1.25, which is 1510. 1510. Now that's grams. In kilograms, divide by 1,000, so it's 1.51 kilograms. 1.51 kg. Okay, question 7. A. Simplify this. We subtract the powers. That is easy. Just 9 take away 2 is 7. This guy, expand the brackets. So 5k squared times k cubed is 5k to the 5 plus 5k squared times 4. We do 5k squared. Well, just do 5 times 4 is 20. And then we have k squared. So it's this times this times this. Factorize. We need, guys, 2 brackets. Has to be x and x. We need factors of 63 that add to give me -2. Or sorry, factors of negative 63 that add to give me -2. So it's going to be, guys, think of the different factors. It's going to be 9 and 7. So it's 9 and 7. And it's going to be -9 and +7 because obviously -9 plus 7 gives me the -2. Expand it out, guys, if you're in doubt, but that is the answer. Then he says, hence solve this. So hence, as in once I've factorized it, I can say, okay, either x minus 9 equals 0, either this is 0, or x plus 7 equals 0. In this case, x is 9, and in this case, x is -7. Okay, finally, part D. Solve this inequality. Okay, I'm just going to add, guys, this -2y to the right. So I'm going to have 3y plus 2y, adding this 2y over here. And then I'm going to add the 12 over here. So it's going to be 7 plus 12 like this. 7 plus 12 is 19. And 7 plus 12 is 19. And 3y plus 2y is 5y, which means y is 19 over 5. Question 8. The diagram shows a trapezium, ABCD. Okay, we're given right angles. Find the area of the trapezium is 360 centimeters squared. Okay, so guys, what we're going to do is first and foremost draw a line up here. And we're going to say, let's say this is like the height, and then this kind of length here we can find, let's call this x. We can find this using the area, because the area of a trapezium, which is in the formula sheet, is the sum of the two parallel sides, which is this x and the 14. So it's 14 plus x, sorry, 14 plus x divided by 2 times h. And our h is 15, because that h is the same as obviously this 15 here. So this times 15, put in a bracket, equals the area, which is 360. Okay, first, guys, let's divide by the 15. So I'm going to do 14 plus x over 2 equals 360 divided by 15. That goes, guys, let's just use our calculator. 360 divided by 15 is 24. Okay, I knew that. That is 24. Then multiply across by 2. So I get 14 plus x. Did that again. 14 plus x equals 48. And then x is 48 minus 14, which is 34. Okay, now I've got x. This, guys, we know is 14 because this is 14. So that means this distance here has to be 20. So this is 20, this is 15, and this, let's call y, we can get using Pythagoras. Y squared equals 20 squared plus 15 squared. Y is the square root of that. It is the square root of 15 squared plus 20 squared, which is nicely 25. Okay, so y is 25. The perimeter is therefore 14 plus 15 plus the big X, which is 34, plus the y, which is 25. This gives us, guys, that is 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 88. 88 centimeters. Okay, that, guys, is question 8. Question 9. Find an equation for L. Give your answer in this form. Okay, so I need, guys, the gradient. The gradient is the rise over the run. So you can just look at it here. There's 2 boxes for a run and 1 box for a rise. Be careful of the scale, but the scale is the same, so it's fine. So our m is equal to negative, because it's going down, so it's negative, rise over run, so it's 1 over 2. So it's negative 1 over 2. And the c is equal to the y-intercept, which is 1. So my equation is just y equals minus a half x plus 1. Question 10. Here are the numbers of goals scored by a hockey team in its 11 games this season. Find the interquartile range. Okay, they're ordered in, they're in order from smallest to biggest. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which means this guy is going to be the median, because there's 5 to the right, 5 to the left. Good. Which means this guy's Q3, because it's the kind of the median of these 5, and this guy here is Q1. The interquartile range is therefore 7 minus 2, which is equal to 5. Okay, question 11. Write down the highest common factor of 5a and 2b. Okay, 5a is just this times 5, so it's just another 5. So it's 2 to the power 5 times, it's 2 to the power 5 times 5 squared times 7 squared. And 2b is equal to 2 to the power 4 times 5 cubed times 7 to the 4. So again, I've just added 1 to this power because I'm multiplying by 2, and I've added 1 to this power because I'm multiplying by 5. Then the highest common factor is then what's common. So there's 4 2's that are common, so it's 2 to the power 4 times, there's 2 5's, 5 squared, and then there's 2 7's, so that's 7 squared, like that. So this is 2 to the power 4 times 5 squared times 7 squared. Okay, a is this and b is this. Okay, same thing. Work out the value of a, b squared, giving your answer as a product of prime factors. Okay, I like this, guys. So firstly, let's do ab. ab is just going to be this times this. So that's going to be 2 to the power of 8, because I add the powers, times 5 to the power of 4. Again, I add the powers because I'm multiplying. And then times 7 to the power of 6. That's AB. So AB squared, let's just do this, square both sides. Looks something like this. So now I have to square all of these, and to square them, I just multiply by the power. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 16, 8 times 2 is 16, 5 to the power of 8, 4 times 2 is 8, and 6 times 2 is 12. There we go. That is AB squared. Question 12. Solve, show you're working. Okay, so your calculator can do this, guys, but we need to show our working. So let's multiply the top one by, we can either do, well, we can do a few different things. Let's do the top one by 5 and the bottom one by 3, and we make the y's the same. Okay, top one by 5 give me 20x plus 15y equals 9.6 times 5. 9.6 times 5 is 48. And then this times 3 is 18x plus 15y equals 16.8 times 3. 16.8 times 3 is this. Okay, let's just change that to a decimal. 50.4. Okay, 50.4. Okay, now once my y's are the same, I do same sign subtract. So the signs are the same, so I subtract everything. 20 minus 18 is 2, that's 2x. 15 minus 15 is 0, so that disappears. And 48 minus 50.4, use your calculator if you want, guys, but it's negative 2.4. X is therefore this divided by 2, which is negative 1.2. So x is negative 1.2. Then I need to find y. I can find it by subbing it into any of the equations. Let's sub it into this one. So I get 4 times negative 1.2. This is just my first equation. Plus 3y equals 9.6. 4 times this is negative 4.8 plus 3y equals 9.6. 3y equals 9.6 plus 4.8, which is actually going to be 14.4. Is that right? 14.4. Yeah. And then y is 14.4 divided by 3, which is 14.4 divided by 3, 4.8, I believe, guys. Yeah, 4 remainder 2.8. Okay, that, guys, is question 12. Now remember, check your answer with the calculator always, using the simultaneous equations buttons. Okay, that's question 12. Question 13. Okay, we're given all this. Fine, I won't read out all of this. Work out the size of the angle OBD. OBD. Give us a reason for each stage if you're working. Okay, I hate when they make you do that, but fine, let's do that. So B, O, B, D. So we're looking for this angle here. I'm going to call it X. Okay, if that's 128, guys, so this is the first, this angle is something that people really struggle with seeing, that this is the angle at the center, which is double the angle of the circumference. It's kind of backwards, but if that's 128, this is double it. So this is actually 2, 5, 6. So, okay, let's say, I'm going to say angle, BOD, BOD, and then you can say the obtuse, let me just put in bracket, obtuse, no, sorry, it's not obtuse, it's reflex. The reflex angle, reflex, BOD, is equal to 256, and then your reason is angle at center is double angle at circumference. Okay, I know, guys, this is annoying writing all this. Okay, then angle BOD obtuse equals, now this is going to be 360 minus 256, and that is equal to 104. Now that is because angles at a point add up to 360. Angles about a point add 2, 360. And then, okay, so this is 104 here. All right, let's write this in, 104. And then this, guys, this is an isosceles triangle because these are both radii. So that's a radius, they're the same length, isosceles triangle. So that x and that x have to be the same. So I'll do 180 minus 104, giving me 76. And then 76 divided by 2. 76 over 2 is 38. Okay, so the answer is 38, guys. That is OBD. Angle OBD equals 38. And the reason is 38 degrees. I'm going to write isosceles triangle. Okay, that should do for a reason. Okay, that, guys, is 13. I'm going to do now question 14. So expand 3 brackets, guys. We can just do 2 at a time. I'll start with the first 2. So 3x plus 1. I'll do this pretty quickly, guys. Hopefully you can follow. So 3x times 2 is 6x. 3x times minus x is minus 3x squared. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times minus x is minus x. Simplify this. I get 5x minus 3x squared plus 2. Okay, then I'm going to do 5x minus 3x squared plus 2, which is these first 2 brackets, and I'm going to multiply them by 4 plus x, the third bracket. 5x times 4 is 20x. 5x times x is 5x squared. Minus 3x squared times 4 is minus 12x squared. Minus 3x squared times x is minus 3x cubed. And then finally, plus 2 of these, plus 2 times 4 is 8. And then plus 2 times x is plus 2x. Simplify this. I'm going to have minus 3x cubed. I'll start with the x cubed bit. Then minus 7x squared. That's 5 minus 12 is minus 7x squared. 20x plus 2x is plus 22x. And then the 8 at the end plus 8. Okay, part B. Simplify this. Negative power, guys, the first thing I do with a negative power is flip it and make it a positive power. So flip this upside down. I get a to the 9, b to the 5 over a cubed b. This is then to the power of a half. And then I can just multiply by the powers, guys. So 9 times a half, I have to do them all separately. So 9 times a half is 3. And 5 times a half is 5 over 2. Actually, sorry guys, before I do this, let's do the bracket. Bit mass and all. So we'll start with the bracket. I can do a to the 9 over a cubed is a to the 6. So that's a to the 6. And b to the 5 over b is b to the 4. So all of that, that's me simplifying inside the bracket. That to the power of a half. Then I multiply the powers. 6 times a half is 3. So this is a cubed. B to the 4 times a half is b squared. Okay, that is it, guys. Question 15. Okay, EF, GF. EFG is this. Fine. Area is 74. Work out the length of EF. Okay, so I'm going to use, guys, let's call this X. This is X, and then this is X. So let's use the area of a triangle rule. A half AB sine C is equal to the area, but it's a half. A is X. So let me just write that formula, guys. Area is equal to a half AB sine C. That's in the formula sheet. So A is X and B is X. So it's a half X squared, X times X, times sine of C, which is 130. Times sine 130 degrees equals 74. Okay, multiply across by 2 first, guys. X squared sine 130 equals 74 times 2 is 148. Okay, then I'm going to do x squared equals 148 over sine 130. And then x is the square root of 148 over sine 130. I'll do it all in one go. So square root of 148 over sine 130. I am in radians, guys. I need to make sure I'm in degrees. Okay. And then press enter. I get 13.899, or because of the 6, I'll just round it to 13.9, and he wants 3 significant figures anyway. So 13.9 is the answer. Okay, question 16. Okay, let's maybe zoom out for this one. Okay, he says draw a histogram. Okay, so it's just draw this histogram question. Fine. So to draw a histogram, guys, I need the frequency density. And if you recall, the frequency density is equal to the frequency over the class width. Okay, so here I'm going to do frequency density. The frequency is 5 over the oh, yeah, sorry, what am I doing? The frequency, I was thinking the height of the bar, but anyway, the frequency density is the frequency 5 over the class width, which is 2. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Then I do 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 because the width of the bar is between 2 and 5, which is 3. 18 divided by 5. 5 to 10 is, there's 5 between 5 and 10. 18 divided by 5, guys, is 3.6. 14 divided by 10 is 1.4. And 9 divided by 15. 9 divided by 15, guys, I do need my calculator for that. 9 divided by 15 is 3/5. I did not need my calculator for that, guys. That is 0.6. Should have known that. Whatever. 0.6. Okay, so first one, 0 to 2 is 2.5. So I go from 0 to 2. 2 is here. Just be careful, guys. Making sure you're perfectly accurate. Okay, this is 2, and I'm going to 2.5, which is here. This goes across. Okay, then next one, 2 to 5 goes to 4. So we're going to continue this up all the way to 4. Stop at 5, which is here, all the way down. Okay, then 5 to 10, which goes from here to here. This is going to be to 3.6. So I go 3, that's 3.5, 3.6. Then 10 to 20 is 1.4. Okay, this is 1.4. There we go. And then finally 20 to 35 is 0.6. So we go 0.6 here. Okay, and that, guys, is the histogram done, drawn. Okay, question 17. Let's zoom back in. So find the value of n. Okay, so guys, sometimes people get confused here because there's like 2 variables on one side or whatever, but he's basically saying simplify this. So let's do that. So the 4th root of k to the 12 is, I have something called, maybe sick of hearing me say this, but flower power. Flower power is the bottom is the root, and the top is the flower power. So the, sorry, I put these the wrong way around. If you look at this, and this is why my flower power is useful, because I made the mistake of putting them the wrong way around. The 4 is the root. It's the fourth root of k to the power of 12. Forget the 5 a second. So the 4 is the root, and the 12 is the power. So it is k to the 12 over 4. That is the fractional power that we do, and that is all to the power of 5. Now obviously 12 over 4 is 3, so I can just do k to the power of 3, all to the power of 5, and that equals k to the power of 15. So you kind of ignore that until the end, and then you just find the value of n. Well, n is then just 15. It's just this power that we got. So n is equal to 15. Okay, part B. Express this in this form, C into your integers. Okay, so this, guys, is definitely a rationalizing the denominator question. So this over this times 2 plus root 3 over 2 plus root 3. To rationalize the denominator, you multiply above and below by the conjugate of the denominator, which is the opposite sign to this. Okay, then you go multiply the top. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times root 3 is 7 root 3. Bottom, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times root 3 is plus root 3. Negative root 3 times 2 is negative, sorry, that should have been 2 root 3. 2 root 3. Negative root 3 times 2 is negative 2 root 3. And negative root 3 times root 3 is negative 3. Okay. Then this is equal to 14 plus 7 root 3 over, this is going to be quite nice, guys, they cancel, and you're left with 4 minus 3, which is 1. So this is just 14 plus 7 root 3. Now, some people, guys, would be inclined to stop here, thinking they're done, but they're not. We need root c plus d. So the d is fine, that's the 14, but we need to turn this into a root on its own. So the way we do that is we go 7 is actually equal to, so this is 14 plus 7 is root 49, because 7 squared is 49. Root 49 is 7. So they are the same thing. And root 3 is obviously just root 3. And now they're both roots, we can just multiply them together. This becomes 49 times 3 is 147, so that's root 147. 14 plus root 147, or root 147 plus 14. Okay, done. That is question 17. Question 18. The diagram shows two similar vases. Okay, we're given the height. It says the surface area of vase A minus the surface area of vase B is equal to this. Find the surface area of vase A. Okay, so let's call, guys, the surface area of vase A X. Okay, then this is, because it's a similar shapes question, guys, I always write down straight away surface area, scale factor, area factor, and volume factor. The scale factor, because I've called this X, I'll go from B to A. So the scale factor is 12 over 30, which is, if I divide by 6, guys, I get 2 over 5. So the scale factor is 2 over 5. The area factor is then this squared, which is 4 over 25. The volume factor, by the way, would be 8 over 125. It would be this cubed, but I don't think we need this. So surface area of A is X minus the surface area of B is then 4 over 25 X. So this is 4 over 25 X. And this equals 178.5. Okay, now this minus this, guys, this is just like fractions. You can think of this as 25, I want a common denominator, 25 over 25x, that's like 1x, which is the same as this, minus 4 over 25x equals 178.5. 25 minus 4 is 21. So this is 21 over 25x, and this equals 178.5. Okay, then guys, however you want to finish this, I would go 178.5 times 25 divided by 21. So 178.5 times 25 divided by 21, and that gives this format decimal, please, 212.5. So x is 212.5. Okay. 19. Curve has equation. This curve C has exactly two stationary points, one at point A and one at point B, such that the x-coordinate of point A is greater than the x-coordinate of point B. Find the coordinates of point A. Okay, so first thing to note, guys, is that this is a cubic. It looks like this, and you're going to find two turning points when we get the derivative, is what we're going to do, because we're looking at stationary points. The derivative equals 0. So when we get the derivative equals 0, we're going to get these 2 points. And he just wants the one with the bigger x coordinate. So this is A and this is B, because he's saying the x coordinate of A is bigger than the x coordinate of B. So the x coordinate means it's further to the right if you were to graph it. Anyway, we are going to start by getting the derivative. So dy dx is equal to, multiply by the power, 3x, subtract 1 from the power, squared, minus, multiply by 2, 16, subtract 1x, and then minus 12. Okay, at a stationary point, dy dx equals 0. Write that somewhere, guys. You might pick up a point if you mess up the rest of it or something. So write that down, and then we do 3x squared minus 16x minus 12 equals 0. Okay, hopefully this factorizes. Let's do a times c. A times c is 3 times 12, negative 36. Factors of negative 36, guys. I could have 12 and 3, no good. I could have 18 and 2, I think that is good. 18 and 2, I'll do minus 18 and plus 2. Okay, 3x squared minus 18. So this works, guys, because minus 18 plus 2 is minus 16. So this is minus 18x plus 2x minus 12 equals 0. Factorize 3x into x minus 6 plus 2 into x minus 6 equals 0. Then I have 3x plus 2 and the x minus 6, guys, that are always the same, equals 0. Solve these two. I can say 3x plus 2 equals 0, or x minus 6 equals 0. And then finally, well, not finally, sorry, 3x equals minus 2, and x equals minus 2 over 3, or x is equal to 6. Now remember what I said, guys. A is the one with the bigger x, so it's this one. This is A here, this guy. But we want the coordinates, so don't forget to get the y coordinate. So the x coordinate is 6, y is equal to this. So y is equal to x cubed. Let me just write this down. Y is equal to x cubed minus 8x squared minus 8x squared minus 12x plus 5. So when x is 6, y is equal to, so at x equals 6, y is equal to 6 cubed minus 8 times 6 squared minus 12 times 6 plus 5. Guys, I do not have the strength to do that in my head, so here we go. It is, that's plus 5 at the end. Okay, so it's 6 cubed minus 8 times 6 squared minus 12 times 6 plus 5 is equal to minus 139. This is minus 139. X is 6, y is negative 139. Okay. Question 20. Express this in this form. Okay, complete the square, guys. This is a complete the square question. So I'll do it the long way, and then again I'll show you the quick way. So this in this form, first we take out the 2. So we take out the 2, and we go, this is x squared minus 11 over 2 x, and then plus 9. So I've just taken out the 2 out of these two terms here. Okay, then I complete the square with what's inside the bracket here. This is a bit difficult, guys, because it's a fraction. So it's brackets x minus, we half 11 over 2. 11 over 2 halved is 11 over 4. It's 11 over 4. Then we square it. And we subtract, we always subtract this squared. So it's 11 over 4 squared. So that's completing the square inside this big square bracket. I then have to close the big square bracket, and the plus 9, leave it outside at the end. Okay, then why don't we square this first? It's going to be 2 times x minus 11 over 4 squared minus, this is 121 over 16. Use your calculator if you want, guys. And then plus 9. And then let's go 2 times this, 2 times x minus 11 over 4 squared minus, and then I do 2 times this. That will actually just change the denominator to 8. So that's 121 over 8. And then I'll do plus 9 at the end. This gives me, guys, 2 times x minus 11 over 4 squared minus 121 over 8. So it's minus 121 over 8 plus 72. Let's just do that, guys. Sorry, plus 72 over 8, I wanted to say, but why don't we just do, hang on a sec. Why don't I just go, okay, I will just do, let me move this here. Okay, I'll just do minus 121 over 8 plus 9. This gives me minus 49 over 8. This is minus 49 over 8. Okay, and that's the answer. The quick way, guys, the quick way is on your calculator, you go to home, equation, polynomial, quadratic, and here I just put in my 2, negative 11, and 9. You can certainly use this way to check your answer, but you also get full marks if you just write down the answer. And then my minimum is, no, sorry, that's not the minimum. My minimum is this, 11 over 4 and minus 49 over 8. So the min is 11 over 4 minus 49 over 8. So in this form, my a is always just whatever number goes before the x squared. So my a is 2. X is x minus the b, or whatever letter they put here, is the it's the x coordinate here, but it's always the opposite sign of what we have here. So if this is 11 over 4, I put minus 11 over 4. Now he does actually have the minus there anyway, but just make sure that this is these two are the opposite signs. So this is positive 11 over 4, this is negative 11 over 4, so that's correct. And then I square it, and then I just add this at the end. Again, if it's negative, I just keep the same sign, and there we go. And they are obviously the same thing. So once you kind of understand how the minimum and the complete the square works, guys. This method is much easier, but certainly I would like you to know how to do this. Okay, the curve C has equation this. P is the minimum point. Find the coordinates of P. Okay, so obviously, guys, we can recognize that this is the exact same quadratic, except x has been replaced by x minus 3. So essentially, it is a translation. This is a translation of 3 to the right. So I'm going to go right 3. Now this guy's minimum is 11 over 4 and 49 over 8. So his min, this minimum is 11 over 4 minus 49 over 8. Okay, let's just write min from part A is 11 over 4, comma, minus 49 over 8. Now we're just going to move this right 3. Now if I move this right 3, all I have to do is do 11 over 4 plus 3. And this is equal to 11 over 4 plus 12 over 4 is 23 over 4. Use your calculator if you want. So it's just 23 over 4, and the y coordinate stays the same because I'm just moving it right. So this is 23 over 4, comma, minus 49 over 8. Okay, question 21. 25 counters, 6 are blue, X are orange, the rest are pink. Okay, so we have a bag. I have 6 blue. Let's just write my 6 blue here, guys. I think this sometimes helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue. So many orange. Not sure how many. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to do ... because we don't know how many. And then pink. The rest are pink. Okay, well, I don't know how many pink there are either. And my pink looks like an orange as well, which isn't ideal. Okay. ... Okay, Malam takes at random 2 of the counters from the bag. The probability that she takes 1 orange and 1 pink is this. Calculate the probability that she takes 2 pink counters from the bag. Okay, so we need, guys, for sure, a tree diagram. Okay, so she's going to take blue, orange, or pink. So I'm going to need quite a big tree here, guys. I need blue, orange, pink. Blue, orange, pink. And then let's just write here blue, orange. Obviously, guys, you don't need the fancy colors, but whatever. Blue, orange, pink. And then I'm going to do 3 more, which would be my blue, orange, pink. And each one has blue, orange, pink, and blue, orange, pink. Okay, blue, 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 orange, 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 pink, pink, pink. Okay, probability. So there are 25 in the bag. Okay, so probably we get blue is 6 out of 25. Easy, 6 out of 25. Orange is X, so we're going to do X out of 25. And then whatever's left, which is 25 minus 6 minus X, which is actually 19 minus X. So there's going to be 19 minus X pink, because there's 25 in total. 6 blue, so that leaves 19. And X orange, so I need to take it away. So it's that over 25, probability of getting a pink. Okay, now the probability that she takes 1 orange and 1 pink is 22 over 75. Okay, let's just complete this tree diagram, guys. So blue, blue. This now becomes 5 over 24 because I have to subtract 1 from each of these because there's 1 less. Orange is now, there's still X oranges, but it's out of 24. And pink, there's still 19 minus X, but it's out of 24. Now you can just add these up. These should add up to 1, guys, and they do. Okay, if I take an orange, there's still 6 blue, 6, but it's out of 24. if I take an orange, there's now x minus 1 out of 24 because there's one less orange, and there's still the same amount of pink, but it's out of 24. If I take a pink, there's still 6 blue, so it's 6 out of 24. There is still x oranges, so this is x out of 24. And now there's one less pink, so there's actually 18 minus x pink, because I've taken one. 18 minus x over 24. Again, if you add these up, look guys, you'll see you get 24 plus x minus x over 24, which is 1. So that's correct. Okay, probability that she takes one orange and one pink is 22 over 75. Okay, so the one orange and the one pink, that is probability she takes one orange and one pink. So one orange and one pink, or one pink and one orange. Okay, so this times this are x. Okay, x over 25. Actually, let's just do it like this. This guy is here. This is x over 25 times 19 minus x over 24. And this guy is 19 minus x over 25 times x over 24. So I'm just multiplying along the branch, this times this. Okay, now look, these are actually the same thing, guys. You've x times 19 minus x in the numerator, x times 19 minus x in the numerator, and 25 times 24 on the denominator. So these are the two, these are the same. So this plus this plus this is equal to 22 over 75. Calculate the probability that she takes two pink. Okay, so basically, guys, I'm going to use this equation to get x, and when I get x, I'll just do pink, pink, and multiply. Easy. Okay, so let's do this first. We're going to solve this equation. So it's this plus this. Now, do you remember what I said? It's basically two of these. So it's 2 times x over 25, and I'll just join the 2 in here, guys, if you're okay with that. 19 minus x over 24 equals 22 over 75. Now there's a few things you can do here to make this easier, guys. I'm going to divide by 2. Divide both sides by 2, so this is 1, this is 11. Multiply both sides by 25, we'll get rid of this and turn this into 3. And anything else? Yes, I could multiply both sides by 3, we'll get rid of that, and this will be 8. So now I have 19 minus x times x, don't forget this x here, over 8 equals 11. So now I have, multiply out the top, I have 19x minus x squared equals, multiply across here, 88. Rearrange this quadratic. Let's add the x squared to the right, so it'll become plus x squared minus 19x, and then the 88 is still here, or still positive, so plus 88 equals 0. Factors of 88 to give me 19, easy one, guys. That is factors of 88 are 8 and 11. Okay, so I have x minus 8 times x minus 11 equals 0. Therefore, x equals 8 or x equals 11. But I think I recall x is greater than 9, so I'm going to say, but, let's just write here, guys, just to be clear, but x is greater than 9, therefore x equals 11. Okay, so now I have x equals 11, so the probability of pink and pink is what we're trying to find. 2 pink. The probability she takes 2 pink. So the probability of 2 pink equals, so it's this times this. So it's 19 minus 11 over 25. Okay, 19 minus 11 over 25 times 18 minus 11 over 24. This is equal to 19 minus 11 is 8. 18 minus 11 is 7. 8 times 7 over 25 times 24. 25 times 24. Guys, let's just do this on the calculator. 8 times 7, 25 times 24. Okay, hang on. Let's go home. Fraction. 8 times 7 over 25 times 24, which is 7 over 75. So this equals 7 over 75, which is correct. Okay, tricky question obviously, guys, but we are down towards the end of the paper. Okay, question 22. The diagram shows a cuboid. Here we go. All these dimensions are given. M is the midpoint of the base. P is the midpoint of the edge. Work out the size of angle BMP. So BMP, right? So first thing, guys, is to draw this triangle. So just so we know what we're doing, BMP. Now note, guys, this is not a right angle triangle, but the angle we are looking for is this guy here. This is BMP. Let's call it theta. Okay. Okay, sorry, I was expecting more information, but I don't have it. Okay, so BMP, right. So what I'm thinking, guys, is we will get, because it's a non-right angle triangle, I'm going to have to use sine rule or cosine rule. I don't have any angles and I don't have any sides. I'm not going to be able to find any angles apart from this one without all the sides. So I'm going to get all the sides and then use cosine rule. That's the plan. Okay, so let's start with the easier one. So let's do PM. Okay, let's draw a few triangles. If I do PM and then whatever this point would be here, this is a right angle triangle, guys. Here, this is a right angle triangle. Let me just draw that again. So this, now it doesn't look like a perfect right angle triangle, but it is. This is a right angle triangle. This is like so. Now, this height is 8 of this triangle because it's the same height as this. It's a cuboid. And this length here is 6 because it's half of this 12. So let's call this guy x. Let's do it over here. X squared, it's Pythagoras, guys, equals 8 squared plus 6 squared. You may recognize this nice Pythagorean triple, but it's 64 plus 36. This is 100. And then x is equal to the square root of 100, which is 10. Okay, so this x equals 10. So now I have this length. Now let's get, okay, let's do the top one. I think that'll be the next easiest one to do, guys. Let's make it orange. Okay, this length I know is 12 because it's the same as this here. This length there is 10 because it is half of 20, and this is going to be a right angle there. So to get this length, let's call it y. Again, I can use Pythagoras. So this is y squared equals 10 squared plus 12 squared. Y squared is equal to, that's 100 plus 144, which is 244. And then y is equal to the square root of 244. Let's put this here, 2, 4, 4. Okay, now I've got the second side of this red triangle that I've now made into an orange one, but okay, it's this here. Okay, the last one I need to find is this one down here. Let's make it pink. Okay, this guy, and this guy. Okay, now I actually don't have this length here, but I can find it using another triangle. This question is turning to be a bit of a nightmare, but whatever. Let's do another triangle here. Okay, so let's look at this purple triangle first. This is a right angle. This is 6 and this is 10 for the same reasons that we had over here. So that's 6, that's 10. This length here is, let's call it, guys, I'm going to call this D for distance. Okay, I'll stick with purple. This is D squared equals 6 squared plus 10 squared. D squared is equal to 136 if you just add them, and D is then equal to the square root of 136. Okay, now I have D. I now need to find this length here. So this is root 136. This is 8. Here, let's do the pink one. Let's call this length here, guys. Let's just call it L for length. I know I'm just running out of letters here. So this is L squared equals 8 squared plus, now this is where I can use the D squared, I can keep it as a root, guys. So it's root 136 squared, which is just 136. So L squared is equal to 136 plus 64, which is, that's actually 200. Nice. So that's 200. So L is equal to the square root of 200. Okay, so now I have, this is root 200. Now I have this finally red triangle lengths. It's root 244, root 200, and 10. And I'm trying to find the angle theta. So let's just go with cosine rule. Cosine rule is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. Now, because I want theta, guys, my a is theta, if you like, and then this a is the opposite side, which in this case is root 244. So it's a is root 244, so squared is just 244. B can be either one of these. Let's call it 10, so it's 10 squared, and c is 200. C squared is 200, or c is root 200, so that's just going to be 200. And then minus 2 times 10 times root 200 times cos theta. Okay. And then I can, let's just bring this over here. So I'm going to, or I can just subtract it there. So it's going to be, no, sorry, I'll add this term to the right. You can do this a few different ways, guys. I'm just trying to think what's easier. So this will become 20 root 200. So I'm adding this to the left, so it becomes positive, and I'm doing the 2 times 10 is 20 in one go. Cos theta is equal to, and then I'm going to have 10 squared, which is 100, plus 200. And then I need to minus the 244, minus 244, and then I'm going to divide by, well, sorry, I'll do that in the next line. So cos theta is this 100 plus 200 minus 244, all divided by 20 times root 200. Okay, so there's obviously a lot of rearranging done there, guys. Just make sure you can follow it. And then theta is the inverse cos of this. So I need to do inverse cos of 100 plus 200 minus 244 over 20 times root 200, and this equals 78.58 or 78.6, so 78.58 to one decimal place. I think he said, guys, 78.6. Okay, that is question 22. Difficult question, guys. Question 23. And I think this is the last question. So 23. Here are the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence. Find as an integer the sum of the first 40 terms. Okay, so we're trying to find S40, guys. There's a formula for the sum of n terms. I'll just write it here. S of n is n over 2 to a plus n minus 1d. This is given in the sheet at the start. Okay, to use this formula, I need n, I need a, I need d. I don't have any of those things because I've got this x here. So, no, sorry, I do have n. N is 40. But I don't have a and I don't have d. So, to find them, I need to figure out what x is. Okay, so the way I get x when you're given these three terms, guys, I believe I've just done a lesson on this quite recently. Once you know three terms, like for example, if you know a term was a sequence was 2, 7, 12, the way you would find the common difference is you do 7 minus 2. It's 5. This is like plus 5, plus 5. So if you subtract the previous term from the term, you get the common difference. So the common difference, d, is equal to x plus 2 minus, don't forget your bracket, 4x minus 14. So the common difference is x plus 2 minus 4x plus 14, be careful, minus, which is minus 3x plus 16. That's the common difference. Now I still don't have d, but it is also, because I've got three terms, I can also say, well, this minus this is the common difference. So 7x, let's write it here again, d equals 7x minus 9 minus brackets x plus 2. So this is 7x minus 9 minus x minus 2. 7x minus x is 6x, and minus 2 minus 9 is minus 11. Okay, so these are both the common difference. So what can I do? I can equate them because they're the same thing. So minus 3x plus 16 equals 6x minus 11. Then add this over here, however you want to do this, guys. I'm going to add the 3x, so I get 9x, and I'm going to add the 11 over here, so I get 27. Therefore, x is equal to 27 divided by 9, which is 3. Okay, once I have x equals 3, I can get the common difference. Let's just write it here. Therefore, the common difference is equal to 6 times 3 minus 1, minus 11, which is 9. So the common difference is 9. You could also sub it in here. Sorry, what am I doing? It's not 9. I'm lucky I did sub it in there. 6 times 3 is 18 minus 11, which is 7. You could also sub it in here. You get minus 9 plus 16, which is also 7. Okay, so now I have the common difference d, and I can also figure out a. Let me just write a here, guys. A is equal to 4 times x, 3, minus 14. So that's 12 minus 14, which is negative 2. That's 4x minus 14, guys, because this is a. Okay, now I have a, I have d, and I have n. I can just sub it straight into the formula. So I'm going to get s of n equals n over 2. My n over 2, guys, n is 40, so it's 40 over 2 into 2a, 2 times minus 2, 2a plus n minus 1d, that's my 40 minus 1, times d of 7, close brackets, and I can just basically sub this straight into the calculator, guys. I think I'll tidy it up a little bit. 40 over 2 is 20, 20 into minus 4, plus this is 39 times 7, 39 times 7. Okay, so this is 20 times minus 4 plus 39 times 7, close brackets, 5380. 5380. Okay, that's it, guys. Only 23 questions in this paper. I'll see you for paper 2.